Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, hello. Thank you for your understanding of my flexible start time. This is going to be the July twin set healing 1 of 2. Today is Sunday, July 17th, 2022. And the theme of this set of 2 healings is empowerment. Be a badass. I added the be a badass part to it. So please excuse me if there are children watching. When you're 52 like I am, you get to say words like badass. Until then, ask your parents. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay. Once I get confirmation, then I can preview some of what we're going to be doing in today's healing. In other words, like discuss it a little bit, and then we'll get the healing started. So still waiting for confirmation. I suppose I could confirm myself and just go on with my phone. See if I'm broadcasting. Oh, good. I'm getting confirmations. Yay. Thank you. That's always nice. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We can see and hear you. Good morning from Las Vegas. Can see and hear you. Good morning, good morning. How hot is it in Las Vegas? It's cloudy today, but you know, fun fact actually for vegetable starts that grew indoors and you're bringing them outdoors, cloudy weather is good because it's less intense for their little sensitive leaves. So I had a little baby zucchini plant that I brought out in kind of a lazy, overly abrupt way, and it fried all the leaves. But the other two, the rest of my zucchini little baby plants survived, but not that one. Okay, so, well, good. So I know people are watching. Thank you so much. And you can actually hear me. So, okay, so empowerment, be a badass. Like, what? Okay, so how do we translate that into energy healing? Oh, good. Thanks for another confirmation. So you translate that into energy healing by, of course, doing your 4 essentials: grounding, unblocking, making it wide and unblocked, chakra repair, creative ring repair above your head, aura repair of all 17 auras. So those essentials help to make you a badass, help to make you empowered, help to just make you, safe enough to be competent in your day. But 7th chakra in the top of the head is for confidence and helps with focus and goals and identity. So I think that is important for being a badass, for being empowered. Like to have a sense of that you're your own boss. And so we will work the 7th chakra, but we do that a lot. I think what we'll do extra is we will do the meridians, the Chinese medicine meridians that are immediately around the 7th chakra in the top of the head. Because you have the 7th chakra right in the head, in the top of the head. And then you have the GV meridian, which we do often, meaning repair and unblock. The GV meridian goes up, starts in the crotch, goes up the midline of the back, and goes around and ends in the roof of the mouth. So I think that's a part of being a badass, the GV meridian, because the GV meridian manages all your yang meridians, and yang is a more self-assertive energy, like bam, 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 get it done. But there's another meridian, the urinary bladder meridian, UB, urinary bladder meridian, in traditional Chinese medicine, and at the start of it, it goes and is like right around on either side of your GV meridian. So your GV meridian is like coming up here, and then your UB meridian, urinary bladder meridian, it's like there are two branches of it. It starts in the corner of your eye, and then to the corner of your eyebrow, and then it goes like that. So it's like parallel all around the GV meridian is the UB meridian. And so each of these meridians has little chakras in them to keep the energy flowing through them. I call them minor chakras. They're acupuncture points in traditional Chinese medicine. So if you unblock and repair those little chakras in those meridians, it's a really nice way to also help strengthen and support your 7th chakra. So it helps with being a badass. Do you have to know every little chakra in those two meridians? No. I mean, you can just, with your intention, repair and unblock all the chakras in those, meridians right there. But I did link in the info section of just like 10 minutes ago. In the info section of this live stream, like the second big paragraph is about, it links to that playlist of all the traditional Chinese medicine meridians, the video playlist, and it links to the UB meridian video just to show, the points that we'll be doing today. We'll, just unblock. We won't focus on the whole UB meridian, just the part that is right here around the GV meridian, around the 7th chakra, just to help you be a badass. Eventually, I'm going to up my live streaming game and figure out how to play video during my live stream, so then I can just play that UB meridian video, just the 30 seconds of it that are relevant, like right in the live stream, so you can see it in the live stream. But I'm not quite that technical yet. Soon. But anyway, okay, so that's part of how we'll make you a badass, is just help you to, get good at, well, at least, for everybody, I'll repair and unblock those little chakras in those meridians, and of course do 7th chakra work as well. But then, for those of you listening consciously and, open to self-healing consciously, that's something you could do. Like if you feel like, whoa, my 7th chakra just kind of got blasted, then you also check those chakras and those meridians, the GV meridian and the UB meridian, just to make sure they're repaired and unblocked. And again, you can do that all at one time, with that composite copy technique. That does work. So that's nice. But anyway, what else? From the last group healing that we did, the third healing in the set of 3 for the July triplet set on communication, we did taking off your burdens backpacks, like spiritual burdens in the form of a backpack that you're wearing on a spirit level, or like a sled that you're dragging behind you. And I did see that helped me personally and some people that were filling out surveys on that healing. So I feel like that is a good one to repeat just in general because it's helpful, but also there's a nice tie-in with empowerment, because part of empowerment is not overly burdening yourself for no good reason. So we'll do that again. Burdens backpacks, clearing your burdens backpacks. I want to add something that's maybe a little similar, like a cousin of it, crossroads, where you can imagine a crossroads that you're on, and one of the choice, like an easy one, not like an eight direction crossroads, but like you're here and there's, you can take the left road or the right road, one or the other, and which one is the healthy one, and what do you have to do, clear or do to take the healthy road and not the less healthy road. So we'll work that. we'll work crossroads a little bit. Because again, that is, I think, a big empowerment thing. Like, for example, we can look at, are you at a crossroads that directly relates to your empowerment? But just in general, are you at a crossroads? And, you know, can we help you choose the more empowered, more fun road? If we have time, so a couple things on the maybe list. Wilting baggage. Like, you know, what's the opposite of being empowered and being a badass? You know, like taking charge of your life and solving your own problems and all this. What's the opposite of that? Is sort of wilting and sort of feeling like you're just imploding and you can't handle stuff. And so I think probably everybody, most everybody, has on some level baggage that when triggered can cause them to wilt. And just kind of give up, you know, let go, let go, not in a good way, but let go of sort of the steering wheel of their life, you know, and just be like, you know, so that's, I'm calling wilting baggage, like a flower wilts, you know, when it dies. So we'll help you clear wilting baggage. And I think a variation of wilting baggage can be like frenetic baggage, that can cause you to, you know, be less mindful with your time management and just do like wacky stuff that you don't have time to do and distract yourself and, you know, like totally lose your focus. So I think that's a form of wilting baggage, is this frenetic loss of focus baggage. So if we have time, we'll clear that today. Otherwise, you know, this is a set of 2 healings. So we'll fit it in on Tuesday if we don't fit it in today. Another thing which I did see helped in the triplet set we just finished was healing your inner serenity, the part of you that would be most resonating at serenity, ideally, and just give a quick healing to that mini you, that part of you, and then your inner sunshine part of you, and now we can do your inner badass, and the part of you that would most be a badass, and just be like confident and focused and in charge of your life. So those are quick to do, so I think that would be kind of fun to just like, you know, add to the set, you know. And so we'll heal, if we have time today, we'll heal your inner sunshine part of you, your inner serenity part of you, and your inner badass part of you. Because why not? So we'll see. We'll see if we have time for all that. It's a lot, but hopefully. So empowerment, you know, empowerment is one of those words that I sort of intentionally didn't modify it too much in the title, because people have their own associations with it that are all probably pretty accurate, you know, so I didn't want to, I wanted to leave it to people's own reflective thoughts about it. But I think confidence plays a part, focus, sense of direction, and having a determination. So just wanted to say that. I think that all the stuff I mentioned will help with that. But anyway, so the second healing too, we'll pick up where we leave off today on that stuff. And there will be a detailed healing summary within a day in the comment section of this video that will list what we really did today and give timestamp links, so that you could hop around and repeat your favorite part or whatever if you want. Okay. And we will fit in flower healing somewhere in here. The angels are wanting me to do that, so can't say no to flower healing. That's always nice. That's my dog Abel. He's taken to shaking himself like all the time now. All right, so good. I'm going to catch up on comments, and then I will be quiet for 3 minutes as I start the healing, essentially, and then I will, the rest of the time I'm healing, I will talk out loud as I do it and explain what I do as I do it, so that functions as an all levels walkthrough. If you wish, you can heal yourself as you listen. If you are too busy or not motivated and you're listening anyway, you can just say, angels, can you help me, make the most of this healing? Like if I'm healing you already, you don't really have to do anything at all, of course, because I'm healing you. But if you didn't pay for this healing 2 months ago and, you're listening even later as a video, you could just say, angels, can you heal me as I listen to this? Just say angels, with your mind. So anyway, okay. Wow. So in Las Vegas, Nevada today, in the United States, it is going to be a high of 112 degrees Fahrenheit. That's insane. And 89 degrees right now, Fahrenheit. So 112 isn't even on my chart. But 89, so that's pretty much 32 degrees Celsius already today. And it's going to go beyond, like, warmer than 40 degrees Celsius today. So that's crazy. Someone says, hi, Janet. Thank you for this twin set. You're welcome. Welcome to the live stream and to the healing. Someone says, hello from New Jersey. Hello from Ottawa, Canada. Yes. 2 people having a viewing party in Canada. Someone says, I love your lessons. I'm always learning. Abel, take it easy. Love your learning lessons. I'm always learning to love myself every time I listen to you. Oh, nice. Michigan viewer here. Hello from Michigan. Hello, Michigan. Someone says, hello from roasting hot Ottawa, Canada. We're definitely not roasting hot here. It's probably like 65 right now, maybe. So that's maybe like about 19 degrees Celsius here right now. It'll warm up a little later today. Someone says, hello from Evergreen, Colorado. Sunny and 80 degrees. Hello. Love the emojis. So it says, oh man, I totally need to work on wilting baggage. This sounds just like me. Well, good. You've come to the right healing. Someone says hello from Arizona. Hello. Hello from Columbus, Georgia. Hello. Someone says Ottawa is 31 degrees. 31 degrees Celsius. So what is that Fahrenheit? 31 degrees, so that's roughly 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Wow. That's pretty toasty. You guys have a heat wave going. Of course, that would be like a cool day in Nevada, in Las Vegas, Nevada. Alrighty, well, that's fun to think about all that. I like that. Okay, so now's the part which I especially enjoy, where I'm quiet for roughly about 3 minutes. At some point halfway through that, I will start the healing. My hands will go like this, so you'll know I've started the healing. I'll be quiet at first, just because I want to focus as much as I can and get like everything going properly, and then I will start talking and explain what I do for the rest of the healing. So thank you for your patience with the quiet time, if that's a weird thing for you. But you can just relax, have a healthy beverage. Oh, Portland, Oregon. Hello, Portland, Oregon. Yeah, 68 degrees. That's about us. Happy to be here. Thanks, Janet. You're welcome. Someone says they feel wilty today. That's cute. Well, we're going to clear that wiltiness. Clear the wilty baggage. All right. Sorry, I usually have a pad right behind me. Oh well, I'll get over it. There we go. Good enough. Abel, cut it out. Okay, thank you for waiting. So you make a copy up in front of you of what you're healing. So you make the copy with your intention. You don't have to see energy to do it. So you make a copy of you out in front of you. So your auras, which you have 17 auras actually, they're in the same place. So it kind of looks like a big bubble, even though it's 17 bubbles in the same area. So you have your auras, you have your grounding, your connection to the core of the earth. You have two groundings, one for your astral body energy system, one for your physical body energy system. And then your physical body and your astral body aura are inside your auras. So you don't have to imagine all of that at once or anything, just the part of it that you're healing, that's, you know, what you would think about. Anyway, you're using gold light from your hands. There's a big hand chakra in the palm of each hand and fingertip chakras, one in each fingertip. The openings of the chakras are round and you unblock them and open them up more using gold light. So it's kind of like washing your hands with the gold light that they're generating. And one hand can unblock the other. So I'll just help unblock people's hand chakras a little bit. So you can just imagine a copy of your hands out in front of you, or, well, it's easy if you're healing yourself just to, you know, you don't have to use a copy, just heal your hands. But I'll use a copy. So you just imagine the energy centers and the blocks in them are kind of like mud, and you use the gold light to melt the mud. All right. So that was just a little bit of unblocking your hands so that you can generate as much gold light as possible to heal yourself. So let's do grounding. So go ahead and imagine create with your intention a new big grounding for yourself as wide as your auras. So as wide as the palm of your outstretched arm, palm of your hand with your arms outstretched. And you can go ahead and test the 3 different colors of grounding that would work. Test a red grounding, nice big red grounding, nice and wide, all the way down to the core of the earth. See how that releases for you. Try a big orange grounding, all the way down to the core of the earth. See how that releases for you. And then try a yellow grounding, all the way down to the core of the earth. And see what that feels like for you. And just stick with the color that works the best, that releases the most, that feels the best for you right now. And then you just imagine a mini copy of your grounding out in front of you and use the gold light from your hands to wash out the mud, wash out the blocks. A lot of times the whole back half of somebody's grounding will block up. So I would especially hunt in the back half of your grounding for energy blocks and melt those with gold light. This is something you could do multiple times a day. Just take a moment and unblock the back of your grounding. Make sure it's nice and wide. Change the color of it. Especially if you have people that you feel like are manipulating you, or you feel like you have boundary issues with some people. Changing the color of your grounding, within red, orange, and yellow, can kind of make you like a moving target. It can make you much more dynamic and flowing and new and fresh, and so you're harder to control that way, and also you're just you're more attuned to what you need and more present and flowing, and so it's a win-win for you. So anyway, just think of the blocks in your grounding and just surround them in gold light and let them melt away. And you can have people in your grounding, maybe business clients, bosses, family members, partners, children, whatever. Just surround it in gold light, those people, and melt them out of your grounding. Even if you like those people, your grounding is not a good spot for them. It's not like a public meeting place. Shouldn't be. It might be, but it shouldn't be. That might be one of your problems. In English, there's this expression, backseat driver. A backseat driver is kind of like, as if you're driving the car and someone in the backseat is telling you where you should go and what you should do. So that's kind of a psychic thing too. Like you can have people in the back of your grounding or in the back of your aura. So let's move from, also still clearing out the back of the grounding, but also the back of the aura. And just wash out any backseat drivers, right? Because if we want to be a badass and be empowered, you can't have backseat drivers, right? You just melt them away. No more backseat drivers. So you comb through the back of your aura as well as the back of your grounding. So all this area back here. And take a deep breath, breathe into the back of your aura, breathe into the back of your grounding, because you need to be able to take up that space now. Otherwise, you know, it's too available to other people, right? So just breathe, lean back into the back of your shoulders, the back of your aura, the back of your hips, the back of your grounding. Move in to the back of your energy system. All right, so that was grounding and blocking, and then we did back of aura as well, and clearing out backseat drivers. Oh, right, good job. So let's do indie grounding. So with indie grounding, you just imagine again your grounding cord, but you're specifically aware of the outer surface as it goes all the way down, and you use gold light for your hands to melt away any parts where something connects into your grounding or your grounding connects out to something. Just melt it all off so that it just goes straight down with no connections to other people. Let's do another grounding related thing. Collapsing gold nets. For grounding, and then we'll do it for everything. Okay, so collapsing gold nets. That's just you imagine a big cube of gold netting, and then you collapse it in to tangle up anything that's not you, and then you drag out whatever's tangled in the net and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So just imagine you're grounding and make big gold nets all around it, all the way down under the core of the earth and everywhere, and just collapse in the gold nets. And you want to tangle up anything that's not you, invasive spirits, invasive people, whatever, and just tangle it all up in the nets, drag it out. Angels, here you go. One more time, collapsing gold nets for your grounding. Collapse them in, tangle up all the junk, drag it out. Angels, here you go. One more time, collapsing gold nets for your grounding. Collapse those in, drag out all the junk in the nets. Angels, here you go. So now check out your grounding, see how that helped. Check out the downward flow. Check the indie grounding part, melt away any branch off parts. Again. Oh, I said we would do gold nets for your everything. Yeah, we could do that now. So gold nets for everything just means you imagine your everything out in front of you. All your 17 auras, your physical body, your astral body, inside that, your groundings, and just giant cube of collapsing gold nets all around that, beneath the core of the earth, way above your auras, and just collapse in the nets to tangle up anything that's not you, and drag all that out. Angels, here you go. And it may help for you to make your copy really big to do this, or make your copy really small to do this. Whatever kind of makes you feel assertive enough to get it done. So a copy of your everything, and then big collapsing gold nets. Collapse them in, get rid of all the junk in the nets. Angels, here you go. Deep breath. That's kind of a big shift to drag out all that stuff. So breathe into all your major joints, your hips, your knees, your toes, your fingers. Okay, again, collapsing gold nets for your everything. Collapse that in to drag out everything that's not you and your auras and your bodies and your groundings. Drag it out. Angels, here you go. And then breathe into all your joints, your elbows, your knees, your fingers, your toes, your shoulders, your hips. All right, good job. So that was gold nets for your everything. We did grounding, we did indie grounding. All right, so now let's do the other essentials. Let's do aura repair. Aura repair should be easier a little bit after, because we already did the gold nets to drag out invasive beings and invasive people that could be in the way of the repair process. So that's always nice. You know, if you are kind of a wilter, you know, and you feel like you have that issue of wilting baggage, or you just feel like, you know, you're just not taking charge of your day or whatever, collapsing gold nets is a nice thing to, you know, kind of maybe tease yourself into a more assertive space. You just imagine a mini you and the gold nets and drag everything out that's not you, and do it again. Do it a couple times so it can help you like filter in better, you know. And it is assertive, you know, to do that, to use collapsing gold nets. So again, it can help you sidle into, you know, being more assertive rather than being sort of wishy-washy. So that might be like a morning thing to do for somebody, or, you know, if when you're feeling wishy-washy, do some collapsing gold nets. All right. Aura repair of your 17 auras. It's easier than it sounds. So you can have rips all around because there are 17 auras, and they can rip because people throw energy, because they don't meditate and they have anger issues. So you just imagine copies of all your 17 auras out in front of you, and you're going to use gold light from your hands to repair the rips. And you could do it one by one, but, you know, you'd be here all day, so. Although sometimes there's like a general area that's really obviously in need of it, like maybe half your auras around your gut are like ripped open, or half your auras above your head are ripped open. So, you know, there is some sort of enjoyment with that, where you just focus on one specific part. So, you know, there's that. But quickest way to get as many healed at once is composite copy technique. So that's what we're going to do. So you imagine one rip that is a composite copy of all the rips in your 17 auras that you need to repair. So as you're repairing this one rip, you are repairing all of the rips that need repairing in your auras. So imagine the one rip and clean it out really well with gold light, because you need to get the gold to get really deep in there in order for the repair to happen. And so let's use sticky gold wax a couple times just to get the junk out that may have accumulated in the rip. So fill it up with gold light from your hands that sticks to whatever's not you, and lift out the wax and the junk. Angels, here you go. Give it to your angels. One more time. Fill up the rip with your sticky gold wax and have it stick to everything that's not you, and lift it all out at once. Angels, here you go. So now just use the gold light and get as deep as you can with this rip, and just let it repair. So it grows back, and I just keep using gold light more and more and more. And then you can have aura scarring, which is hard bumpiness left over on the edge of your aura after the rip is repaired. And that hard bumpiness is weaker than a bouncy strength. We want it to be kind of bouncy and flowy instead of hard and crusty. So just put out your hard and crusty aura scarring in one place, copies of it all in one place, so you can melt it all at once with gold light. So you're melting away your aura scarring from any of your auras. Keep breathing as you do this. I'm dribbling all over my healing sheet. I'm blessing the healing sheet with green tea. So we're melting aura scarring. Okay, and then you can have aura bruising, which is multiple layers at once. Tends to be just in those two regular auras, astral body and physical body aura, because those have 7 layers. And if people throw energy, if it doesn't make a big rip, it can just sort of bounce around and create a lot of compression. So that's aura bruising. So hard sheets of compressed energy, often in 2 or 3 layers at once in the same space. So let's melt your aura bruising. You can pile all the aura bruising in one spot, copies of it, and then melt that away. So we're melting aura bruising. Okay, cool. So let's do another, let's just take the old wax. We already did, before we did aura repair, we did collapsing gold nets for your everything. But we'll do wax, sticky gold wax for your everything also, just before we finish up the repair. Just in case, because people can throw hard objects as well as just blasts of energy. Super bad karma. I would never ever recommend that you do that. Just one. But anyway, so let's use sticky gold wax to get rid of all the hard objects that might have been thrown at you at some point. And then we'll finish the aura repair. So sticky gold wax, especially around the outer surface of all the 17 auras. Sticking to any hard objects thrown in there. Sticky gold wax in your grounding. sticky gold wax inside all your auras, in like the chakras and your body systems, all your auras. Okay, and we're going to remove the wax and all the junk all at the same time. Move the wax and the junk to the side. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Deep breath. Breathe into all your major joints. Sticky gold wax again. Outer surface of your 17 auras. Outer surface of both your groundings, inside all your auras, inside your groundings, inside your physical body and your astral body, your chakras, all the major minor chakras, all the meridians. Just let that sticky gold wax stick to anything that's not you, especially hard objects, and then you're going to remove the wax and the junk all at once. Move it to the side. Angels, here you go. A couple of deep breaths just to adjust. Okay, good. So let's finish the repair on the outer surface of all the 17 auras. Because sometimes if you did have hard objects and now you removed them, then there would be little holes. So I want to use cold light, let all those little holes repair fully. So there's no leaking in any of these 17 auras. Okay, nice. So that is just finishing up aura repair. Good job. Woohoo! All right, so then we will do creative ring repair, and then we'll do chakra repair. So creative ring repair. Creative rings are 3 gold rings above the head, part of your astral body energy system. They generate a lot of gold light, and they are actually, that gold light is a big part of being a badass, actually. A big part of energy safety. I just remembered another thing we're going to do today. Unmatched global pain is another thing we're going to be doing today, because that's a part of being a badass too. Part of being a badass is not having stupid invasive beings like screw with you so much that you're just like, it's so depleting and distracting and stupid. So there are certain little energy shifts that you can make that cause the invasive beings to sort of flee you en masse, which is nice. It doesn't last forever, you know, because you can like make another shift and kind of start wilting, and then the invasive beings can kind of tell, and then you get bugged again. But it's still worth it. Still worth it. I think the more you do it, the more you know, it's like muscle building, strength training as a spirit. So unmatched global pain is something we will do after we get our essentials done. We'll see when we fit it in. But the creative rings are just as helpful, actually. I learned recently, as far as making invasive beings flee you, if you have them generate so much gold light. Apparently that's another thing that can cause invasive beings to flee you en masse, is if you sort of unburden your creative rings enough that they generate so much gold light and send it down to you that like the invasive beings are like, whoa, and they just go away. Again, not forever, you know, whatever, blah, 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 but it's nice. So as we do creative ring repair and unblocking right now, I'll help people to sort of tune and unburden their creative rings enough so that they can really blast a nice level of gold light for you. Blast! not in a way that would keep you awake or anything. It's just, you know, significant. I don't know that blast is the right word. It sounds very disturbing. But anyway, okay, so you imagine a copy of your creative rings that are up here. Imagine a copy up in front of you so you can heal them. You can make a small copy, big copy, whatever. But first, you want to do the repair, and there can be cracks or breaks in them. A lot of times it's like at, you know, the front, the back, or the sides. So like if it was a clock, 12, 6, 3, or 9. But you can have a crack or a break anywhere in the rings, but just use a lot of gold light, and the more gold light you use, the faster they sort of fuse back together. They sort of like come back together like magnets attracting, you know, the parts of the creative ring. So you don't have to force them or cement the gold light or anything like glue. You just use so much gold light and then they just sort of kind of pop together. So this is repairing your creative rings. And you can get creative ring damage even if, say, you don't have damage to your 2 regular auras. Because if your auras are really strong, then they might not split open. You know, maybe some of your buffer gets destroyed, and maybe 1 or 2 of your Wei Qi auras get half destroyed, and then that could be enough, that the shock wave, to like get some cracks in your creative rings. So it's a good thing to check, or just proactively repair. But again, definitely a part of being a badass and having that focus, that direction, focus, and determination. Because when your creative rings are busted and they're not working right, it can be very overwhelming and distracting. Okay, so that's basic repair, but then the unburdening, so that they generate enough gold light, that tends to be like removing like a collar that is around the creative rings. So you look like right around the outside of them for like any sort of a hard sort of cone that's wrapped around them, like a cylinder that's wrapped around your creative rings. And just focus your gold light on that, and you can lift it off, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Again, lift off any sort of hard junk that's wrapped around your creative rings, and just loosen it with gold light, lift it out, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Again, anything that's sort of wrapped around the outside of your creative rings, lift that off, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Let's do, so we did basic repair, and then we were clearing those like collars wrapped around the creative rings, and then let's do gold nets. Okay, so imagine your creative rings and just big gold nets to get rid of any invasive beings at all impacting your creative rings. Just tangle them up in the gold nets. Angels, here you go. More gold nets around your creative rings. Tangle up the invasive beings. Come to your angels. Angels, here you go. Go ahead and melt cords going into your creative rings from people, from beings. You can have invasive beings messing with your creative rings from far, far above. So you can just imagine them like little silly flies in the air and just say, angels, can you recycle all these beings? So again, we're working your creative rings, collapsing gold nets all around your creative rings, drag them, collapse them in, drag out any invasive beings. Angels, here you go. Melt away cords going to your creative rings. Imagine any beings that are far away trying to mess with your creative rings, like a bunch of flies or something. Say, angels, can you recycle all these invasive beings messing with my creative rings? And just breathe as your angels do the work for you. Just breathe into your major joints. Nice deep breath, relax, stay here. So again, be aware of any sort of collars or cones or cylinders wrapped around your creative rings, limiting the gold light, and just loosen that collar or cylinder with gold light and lift it off. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And at some point you'll get a sense of like, okay, that's the healthy and gentle amount of like change, of like increasing the gold light generated by your creative rings. All right, good job. So that was creative ring repair, unblocking, melting cords, clearing them out with gold nets, and again removing those collars or cylinders or whatever we want to call them. Okay, good job. So then chakra repair. First we'll do all the major and minor chakras, and then we'll maybe do some specifics that I was talking about in the intro around your top of your head. So for chakra repair, we'll use composite copy, and that's something you can do so you don't have to know where your chakras are, you know, or some specific meridian. You don't have to learn it if you don't feel like it. It's okay. So basic chakra shape is an open cylinder. So cylinder shape, round opening, 2 round openings. So the energy flows through the chakra, spins around in the chakra, flows out. So to repair all your chakras at once, you just make a composite copy. Looks like one chakra, and just declare with your intention that that represents all your major and minor chakras of your body and spirit, and then go ahead and repair that with gold light. So again, chakra repair. We're using a composite copy to repair all your major and minor chakras of your body and spirit, which includes all the cool acupuncture points everywhere. Includes energy chakras in your neck and shoulders, all sorts of cool places. So the gold light causes the little cracks to repair, the missing chunks to grow back. And sometimes you have stuff so caked on, like so the chakra is so blocked that part of the damage can't repair fully. So let's unblock a little more. Sticky gold wax, just get it in the chakra, around the round openings, around the outside, and we're going to lift out all the junk that's not you, all the energy blocks, people and basic beings, whatever. So lift all that junk out. Angels, here you go. Do some more repair. Again, sticky gold wax, get it all in, all the caked on junk. Inside the chakra, around the openings, around the outside, around the cylinder part. Lift out the junk with the wax. Angels, here you go. So the more junk you lift out, the better the repair, the more thorough the repair is. Okay, so a little extra unblocking. So you can imagine the energy blocks within this composite copy that are blocking your empowerment, and just melt those away. Energy blocks within your chakras that are in the way of your empowerment and being a badass, and melt those energy blocks. Lift them out too, you can do that. So lift out any energy blocks in your chakras that are in the way of your empowerment. Lift them out, and you can blow them up or give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. If you're healing other people, do not blow up their stuff. Just hand it to the angels, or melt it with gold light. Again, lift out your junk in the way of your empowerment to the extent that's healthy and gentle, and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And of course, melt cords as you use all this gold light to repair your melting cords, but it's nice in case you need a little extra consciousness of what you're doing. Melt all the cords going into your any chakra. The only cord that I would suggest is healthy and good to keep is the first chakra cord if you're the parent of a young child, 13 years or younger. So just that first chakra cord. But if you're not the parent of a young child, then all cords you would melt. If you're a parent, you just keep that one cord. Okay, so that was chakra repair and unblocking in general and for the theme. Oh, right. So that was our 4 essentials, which I would suggest it's like your go-to if you're not feeling right. So wide and flowing grounding, aura repair of the 17 auras, creative ring repair, chakra repair. 4 things. All right. Redo your grounding. Just imagine it again, red or orange or yellow. You can test the 3 colors again. Test a red grounding, see how that releases for you. Test an orange grounding, see how that releases for you, how it feels. And as you test it, you bring the grounding all the way up to as high as your 3rd chakra, where your sternum bone ends. That's your 3rd chakra. So a nice high grounding and going all the way down to the core of the earth. And then test the yellow grounding. Nice and wide, high, and going all the way down. All right, and then have a copy of your grounding and unblock it. Obviously, at the end of that grounding, you pick which of the 3 colors works best for you and you stick with that one for now. So use gold light and imagine the blocks in your grounding and melt them away. If you're experiencing grief or depression, that would be a really good reason to unblock your grounding more frequently. That tends to be when you're feeling grief in an unpleasant way. It's just that your energy isn't releasing. You can have grief that's releasing and it doesn't feel so debilitating at all. But when it stops releasing, it can feel really sort of life flattening. Yeah. So we don't want that, right? So keep it releasing. Keep it going out of you. So you can comb through your whole aura and the bottom half of all your auras and your grounding. Just release, release, release. Keep it flowing out of you. This is true also for anxiety. Just melt the blocks so that you're releasing really well all the way down to the core of the earth. So that was grounding work, but also combing through everything, releasing grief, etc. Let's do steps. I'm noticing that that is a good thing right now. So STEBS, it stands for stubborn triggered energy blocks, STEBS. So those are energy blocks that are still in your space and they're triggered. So they're in the front of your aura or maybe in the top of your 7th layer. And they're triggered, they're not clearing, even though we've done amazing work already to unblock you and clear stuff. So they're probably still there because people are courting them on a subconscious level. Doesn't mean they're bad people. It's just a thing, you know, most people tend to court other people's pain. And then it's really hard to clear it because people are courting it. So it's an easy fix. So you just pile out in front of you copies of, or just imagine you're putting the energy blocks themselves, doesn't matter. But you imagine all these stubborn triggered energy blocks and pile them out in front of you. And you can bring up red earth energy and soak them in the red earth energy from the center of the earth. That can help you to start separating from them. And then melt away the cords going into these energy blocks from other people, from you even. So you just want the energy blocks there, but no cords. Melt away all the cords. And then you can blow them up, or you can keep melting them with gold light. All right, let's do another batch of those. So again, that's clearing your STEBs, stubborn triggered energy blocks. So pile them out in front of you, these energy blocks that are still not clearing, and just pile them out in front of you, soak them in red earth energy all the way from the core of the earth. And then use gold light to melt away cords going into them from other people. Or from you. And then melt the energy blocks, or blow them up if you're healing yourself. That's an option. People can cord them that mean well, that are thinking that they're helping you. People can cord them that don't mean well. Doesn't really matter why they're cording. Just melt away the cords with gold light. You don't have to know who they're from, whatever. Just melt the cords and then melt these energy blocks. All right, so then just breathe into all your major joints of your body. You can quickly recreate your grounding. A couple more deep breaths. All right, so that was clearing your stubborn triggered energy blocks. So now let's do wilting baggage. We will clear your wilting baggage. And I talked about it in the intro. Wilting baggage, it can obviously cause you to feel less empowered and be less of a badass. Can just make you sort of, like be like, oh, whatever, like you feel messed up, but you're not going to do anything about it, or you have no focus, but you're like, yeah, whatever. It's not like just relaxing. It's more like surrendering to not feeling good. Kind of. It's like a passive, an uncomfortable passivity, maybe. Where you just sort of slide into further awfulness. And drown in a puddle of your own mediocrity. So we don't want that. So there is baggage that, when it gets triggered, that's what you do, so it doesn't mean you're a bad person. There's something to be ashamed of. It's just sort of baggage that triggers, and when it triggers, you get passive in an unhealthy way. So screw that. And also, your wilting baggage can take the form of like an unfocused, frenetic, crappy time management decision kind of thing, where you're procrastinating and you're making really unwise time management choices and doing things you don't have time for and complicating your life that way. That's also part of wilting baggage. So wilting baggage can cause you to not act, or to just act in kind of unwise ways. Okay, so screw that. So you can make a gold blanket out in front of you. You can make gold boxes out in front of you, whatever you feel like, or just pile it out in front of you. But put in front of you all your wilting baggage that makes you passive, wilting baggage that makes you frenetic and bad in time management. Just pile all of that out in front of you. And say, angels, is it okay to clear all this right now? And then if there's anything that's a little bit much, your angels will remove it for you, so don't worry. And then just bring up red earth energy and, from the center of the earth, and soak it all in red earth energy and gold light, and it just melts all this away. You can blow it up if you're healing yourself. So again, this is wilting baggage, bad time management baggage, frenetic, frenetic lack of focus baggage. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so that's one round of clearing your wilting baggage, which now we'll do flower healing to nourish you and to congratulate you for that clearing. And then we'll go back and do another round of clearing your wilting baggage and another round of flower healing. Okay, so the flower healing we'll do is for empowerment, being a badass. Okay, so go ahead, and I love using my hands when I do it. You don't have to do that, but you just make energy healing flowers out of universal healing energy. So there'll be rainbow colors, gold light, mix of them, whatever. You don't have to think about that, but make your energy healing flowers that are the universal healing energy, but a vibration that will help you with empowerment. So make your empowerment flowers for yourself and just say, angels, can you check my flowers? And then give those flowers to yourself. All right, let's do that again. Make more empowerment flowers for yourself out of universal healing energy. Make as many as you want. Keep making more. And then say, angels, can you double check my flowers? And then give them to yourself. And you can just let the flowers go wherever they need to in your space. You don't have to worry about that. Okay, one more time. More energy healing flowers for your empowerment. Energy healing flowers for your empowerment. Make a whole bunch more. Angels, can you check my flowers? And give them to yourself. All right, and then we'll clear more wilting baggage. Wilting baggage and frenetic, unhealthy time management decision baggage. Just because sometimes people wilt in a more active way, where they just, you know, like dig themselves into a hole doing projects they don't have time for, as opposed to just total inaction. But both are wilting. So pile out in front of you any more wilting baggage that's good for you to clear right now. Wilting baggage that makes you do wacky time management stuff, procrastination, whatever, lack of focus stuff, or wilting baggage that just makes you completely passive and inactive. So all that wilting baggage, pile it out in front of you. Just say, angels, is it okay to clear all this? And then anything that's left, just go ahead and clear it. Bring up red earth energy to soak it, and then use gold light and melt it away. Or blow it up if you're healing yourself. All right, a couple deep breaths. Breathe into all your major joints of your physical body. And some more empowerment healing flowers for yourself. Make a whole bunch of energy healing flowers out of universal healing energy that match the vibration that you need for empowerment. And say, angels, can you check my flowers? And give them to yourself. Okay, a whole bunch more. Make energy healing flowers for yourself and for empowerment. And angels, can you check my flowers? And give them to yourself. One more time. Energy healing flowers for empowerment and being a badass. And as many energy healing flowers as you need for that. And say, angels, can you double check my badass flowers? And then give them to yourself. All right, good job. So that was 2 rounds of clearing wilting baggage and then empowerment flowers. Woo-hoo. So, unmatched global pain can really come in handy when you're trying to be more of a badass and, you know, take charge of your life and your day or your morning or the next hour or the next 10 minutes. So unmatched global pain just means that with all the people on the earth, and so many of them have, so much fear baggage or so much emotional baggage or so much grief baggage or so much, repressed anger, whatever it is. There tends to be kind of a stuff they all have in common. And I'm calling that global pain, where it's sort of like this radio station of like all the misery. And if you are matching that radio station of global misery, then it just like washes over you and it just sucks. And it just makes your challenges seem 10 times harder than they really are. So screw that. So on my global pain, what you do is you just imagine your energy. You're not dealing with everyone on the planet. You're not healing them all, because that's very risky energy-wise. Even to heal 2 people at once is called group healing. That's what I do, of course, but it comes with a very large risk on an energy level. You get invasive attention, aggressive attention from the biggest, most invasive beings on the planet if you do group healing. So unmatched global pain is not at all that. It's a totally safe thing where you're only clearing your energy blocks that happen to align you with the pain radio station of the planet. So you get off that pain radio station by selectively clearing your blocks so that you're on a different energy wavelength, basically, than sort of the mass misery on the planet. Doesn't mean you can't be compassionate and help others, it's just that way you don't get crushed in the meantime. So you're just imagining out in front of you all your energy blocks that are overly similar to everybody else in pain on the planet. And just imagine your energy blocks that are, we'll call them your global pain energy blocks, right? The ones that are too similar to everyone else. And go ahead and melt those. Just use lots of gold light, red earth energy, and just melt your global pain energy blocks. Or blow them up. And just find another batch like that. They're your energy blocks within your auras, your chakras, your grounding. But they put you on that like global pain radio station that you don't want to be on. So just line up all your global pain energy blocks and just melt them away or blow them up. One more time. Just find a whole bunch of energy blocks that are within you. They're your energy blocks, but you can melt them, and they're the specific ones that make you match global pain, and just melt those energy blocks or blow them up. All right, and then just breathe in to all your major joints, your legs, your arms, your shoulders. Keep breathing. Be aware of your grounding. All right, so that's unmatched global pain. And that's a nice thing to do for so many reasons. But it's part of that badass thing where the invasive beings kind of flee you when you do that, which is so nice. So go ahead and double check your creative rings and see, we already did creative ring work, but just see if they're generating enough gold light and sending it down to all your chakras that it would make beings like flee your space. And maybe your creative rings were generating that much back when, 20 minutes ago or whatever, when we were working them, but now they've kind of cooled off. So just more gold light, just let your creative rings perk back up. So they're generating so much gold light that invasive beings are like, oh, we better go away from here. And let that gold light flow down to all your major chakras along your spine. Oh, redo your gold buffer zones. I never mentioned that out loud in this healing yet. So redo your gold buffer zones. There'll be, in the healing summary, there'll be a reference video for that that I link. It's an 18-minute video, teaches you aura repair and gold buffer zones. Gold buffer zones help buffer punishment that gets thrown at you, and so it helps you keep your aura whole for longer. Alrighty. Okay, so let's do the GV and CV work and the urinary bladder work. That's just at the top of the head. So what are they? Those are traditional Chinese medicine meridians. So TCM stands for traditional Chinese medicine. So sometimes I'll write it just TCM. But in traditional Chinese medicine, they've mapped out all these cool energy pathways in your physical body, and the little points, acupuncture points on these meridians, they're little chakras, and so you can repair them, unblock them, and it's very cool. It's kind of like free acupuncture you're giving yourself without the needles. So if you're afraid of needles or you just don't feel like driving to your acupuncturist, you can, just do energy healing on your meridians yourself. And there are a whole bunch of meridians. I believe there's like 12 major ones, but then there's like the special ones, GV and CV. We work GV and CV a lot just because, I don't know, the angels tell me to. But they manage all the 12 meridians, so it's kind of like more convenient to heal the manager meridians, and then they kind of fix the other meridians for you. But someday I'm sure I'll memorize all the meridians and we'll be whipping through all 12 meridians. Repairing. But we did kind of repair all the chakras within all the meridians when we did, the chakra repair earlier with composite copy. But anyway, to be more of a badass, you not only need your 7th chakra to be really rocking in the top of your head, which is focus, confidence, identity, goals, sense of empowerment. But there are, your GV meridian goes right through your 7th chakra. As it starts in your crotch, goes up the midline of your back and all the way, over the top of your head and ends in the roof of your mouth. So it goes right through there. So if these little chakras within your GV meridian are all bashed up, that's a real problem. So you want to repair them and then unblock them. Do you have to know where each one is? No, you can just have your intention. Imagine the meridian and just the chakras are in there, and you just first use so much gold light that they all kind of put themselves back together, and then use even more gold light so that they all unblock. And then, you're ready to rock and roll. And the UB meridian is one urinary bladder meridian. It's in the playlist that I put in the info section, and I'll also put that playlist in the healing summary in the comment section. But anyway, there's this playlist of all the traditional Chinese medicine meridians, and the UB urinary bladder meridian, when it starts right in the point, the inner point of your eye, and then there's in the inner point of your eyebrow, and then it goes up and kind of out a little bit, and then it goes on either side of your GV meridian. So your GV meridian is flowing this way, and your UB meridian, the two branches of them are flowing that way. But all those little chakras in the UB meridian and the chakras in the GV meridian, those all help to support your 7th chakra. I mean, they do their own thing too, but it's like if your 7th chakra is bashed and those are bashed, you're just screwed. You know, you're just like, oh, I have no focus in life. Yeah, if you repair your GV meridian, your 7th chakra, and you repair these, then you're kind of like, oh, I feel better. Oh, let me get some stuff done. You know, it's like, just kind of gives you your head back, so to speak. So you don't really have to do the whole urinary bladder meridian. I mean, you could, but anyway, so long story short, that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to do the whole GV meridian, but then I'll focus on the top part of the UB meridian and the top part of the GV meridian, just extra, just because 7th chakra has to do with being a badass and being empowered. So we need to support the smaller chakras in that immediate area to give you that extra effect of like, bam, I'm in charge of my life. So GV meridian, we'll probably do CV too if we have time. That's the one up the front, which complements, you know, that manages the yin meridians, that's CV meridian. But anyway, so your GV starts in the crotch, goes up the middle and the back, and then hooks around like a candy cane, right, to the roof of the mouth. So just imagine that like a red tube, and it can be not red though, it can be all crusty and white or crusty and black if it gets punished. So it can have gashes in it, can be leaking. So just keep using gold light, gold fire, so that it turns back into like a red flowy tube with your red life force flowing up it. So just gold light, we're working your GV meridian, which goes up the back, which manages your yang meridians. Helps you to be assertive, be a badass. Self-assertive. You can have like hard objects stuck in your GV meridian, so we could do sticky gold wax just to stick to all those hard objects, and then move out the wax and the objects. Angels, here you go. More sticky gold wax. Move out the objects and the junk. Angels, here you go. So this is GV meridian, and now I want to especially make sure all the meridian, all the chakras within that, the top part along the back of your head and the top of your head get repaired and unblocked. To the extent that's healthy and gentle to do, because this stuff is, these are body chakras, and your physical body has limits to how much it wants to shift at one time. So you just have your intention be healthy and gentle. These are GV meridian chakras within the chakra. So they're just like cylinders lying within the tube, just to keep the energy shooting in the proper direction in the tube, the energy flowing. So we're just unblocking your GV meridian chakras, especially in the top of the head and the back of the skull. Okay, and then the UB meridian, urinary bladder meridian, like I said, it starts in the right there, the inner corner of your eye, and then there's a point in the inner corner of your eyebrows, and then it goes straight up, and then it goes over just a little bit, and then it goes back. Right, so that first one in the inner corner of the eye, repair and unblock that to the extent that's healthy and gentle. And the one in the inner corner of the eyebrow. The UV meridian has 2 branches, so there's one here, one little chakra here, one little chakra here. And then it goes straight up, and there's a chakra straight up there. It goes over a little. And then there's a whole bunch here going back. So you don't have to know exactly where they are, but you can look at that video if you want and just repair all of them and unblock all of them. So the flow of the urinary bladder meridian, the direction of flow is opposite. It goes back as opposed to the GV goes forward. You don't really have to know that, because if you repair the chakras and unblock them, they know which flow, which direction of flow they're supposed to have. All right. So that's good enough. So we did GV, the whole thing. Then we did the whole, then we did GV around the head, top of the head, and then we did UB meridian around the head. Let's do 7th chakra a little bit. So 7th chakra is in your head, in the top of your head. So right in that same area that we've been working. It's bigger than those chakras in the meridians. You can enlarge your copy, of course. So it's oriented this way. So the round opening at the top, round opening at the bottom of the 7th chakra. So you can use gold light. Energy blocks can stack in front of the round openings, blocking the flow. So kind of like if you had a pool filter, the leaves get gummed up in the filter. So same thing. So energy blocks here, energy blocks here. They can also wrap around the cylinder part. So just focus on the energy blocks, the gold light, so the gold light can melt the energy blocks. So this is 7th chakra work because we want you to be able to be a badass and be empowered, take charge of your life, have focus, confidence, a sense of direction, and determination. So we're melting any 7th chakra blocks in the way of any of that. You can lift out blocks, give them to your angels also. Lift them out, angels, here you go. Lift out more blocks, angels, here you go. So again, this is 7th chakra. We already did repair, but if you do notice any little cracks or anything, go ahead, repair them. Any cords going into your 7th chakra, definitely melt those. There's no reason for anybody to cord your 7th chakra, not even your kids. No good reason. No healthy reason, let's say. Deep breath, breathe into your whole spine, into all your major joints, your toes, your fingers. Be aware of all your auras. Be aware of your groundings. So we'll do your CV meridian just to help balance you out there, because the CV meridian manages all the yin meridians, which helps to complement and balance your yang energy. Yin and yang, of course, complement each other. So indirectly then, your yin meridian also helps you be empowered and be a badass. If your yin meridian is too leaky or damaged, that increases that sort of a wilting feeling. So we don't want that. So CV meridian starts in the crotch and goes up the midline of the front and is shorter. It ends at the tip of the tongue. So just to the tip of the tongue. Okay. So just imagine that red tube, and it can have slashes, it can have leaks, it can have scars. So the scars generally are not red, and they're certainly not flowing. They'd be hard and crusty. So just melt all that off with gold light, lots of gold light. You can have invasive beings that are kind of glommed on, because if it's leaking, they're gonna like that. So you can just do sticky gold wax and get rid of any invasive beings and hard objects all at once. Just sticky gold wax, have it stick to all that junk, lift it all out. Angels, here you go. Again, sticky gold wax your CV meridian, have it stick to all the junk, invasive beings, hard objects, yada yada, whatever. Lift all that out. Angels, here you go. And more gold light up your CV meridian, around it, inside it. You want it to be like a red flowy tube. Both your GV and CV meridians can have blocks lower down in the meridian, and that kind of affects the whole meridian because the energy of those flows upward. So just be aware of your GV meridian in the back, the CV in the front, just the lower parts of them, and just unblock them especially. So clogs in the tubes, in the GV tube or the CV tube, melt the clogs with gold light. And then just kind of balance the two with your intention as you're healing and unblocking. Just help them to talk to each other. All right, so that was some CV repair and unblocking, and then just CV and GV to finish up. Great job. Well, there's a lot. Okay, there are many things I said we would do that we still haven't gotten to. Two of them we will put off till Tuesday, just because I don't want to pack too much in today, and the angels are telling me to put it off till Tuesday. So the two that will be put off till Tuesday are what we did the last triplet set, getting rid of burdens, backpacks, but also then a new thing about crossroads. I'm helping you to choose the healthier road in a crossroads. we'll do that in 2 days on Tuesday, both of those things. But the thing that we will fit in right now, even though we're a little over, is your inner badass, healing your inner badass, and also healing your inner serenity part of you and your inner sunshine part of you. Those two, serenity and sunshine, we did in the last healing of the third healing of the triplet set, July 2022. So we'll do all three of those now. So first we'll do inner serenity, then we'll do inner sunshine, then we'll do inner badass. Okay, so this is, so that's explaining, this is doing, right? Imagine the part of you that would be the most serene, like generating your serenity for you. So it's like a little mini you. And imagine, maybe she doesn't feel very serene right now, she or he. So just imagine this part of you out in front of you and just see, is that part of you serene right now? Because maybe they're screaming and yelling or whatever. And just say hi to this part of you, hey, and go ahead and give this part of you a healing. Hey, you deserve a healing. And just lots of gold light, maybe some red energy, earth energy, then orange earth energy, then yellow earth energy, and just lots of gold light. So heal this inner serenity part of you. Because, you know, a lot of people want serenity, but they just figure if they don't have it, then there's nothing they can do. But it's not true. You can heal this part of you that would ideally be, you know, vibrating at serenity so that it's more likely. And you can say, angels, can you also heal this inner serenity part of me? All right, good job. So now you don't have to watch that part of you anymore. We will heal the inner sunshine part of you. So just imagine this little mini you that ideally would be your inner sunshine, like really cheerful and help you to, you know, have like nurturing self-talk and enthusiasm and passion about things, sort of a happy passion. And just imagine this part of you, and maybe that part of you is really, really not feeling that right now. But just say hi to that part of you. Hey, it's okay. How about I give you a healing? And then just lots of gold light for this inner sunshine part of you. And maybe a tricolor soak again. So red earth energy, and then orange earth energy, and then yellow earth energy from the center of the earth. And just lots of gold light. So you're healing this inner sunshine part of you. And you can say too, angels, can you help and heal this inner sunshine part of me? Okay, so then that was healing your inner sunshine. So now we will get to finally the inner badass. So the inner empowerment part of you, the most empowered part of you that would, you know, sort of help lead you forward with confidence and focus and determination. So imagine that part of you, the empowerment, inner badass part of you, and just see how that part of you feels right now. It might feel totally different than that. And that's okay. Just say hi to this part of you. Hey, it's okay. I can give you a healing. And then go ahead, lots of gold light. Give this inner badass empowerment part of you a healing. And you can do a tricolor soak with this part of you, red earth energy from the center of the earth, soak the whole thing in red earth energy, and then orange earth energy from the center of the earth, and then yellow earth energy, and then lots of gold light. Again, you're healing the inner badass part of you, the empowerment part of you, that would ideally be the most empowered part of you. You can just, if that part of you still is not feeling empowered, just say it's okay, it's all right. Just keep using gold light to heal this part of you. It's okay. You say, angels, can you please help me heal this empowerment part of me? Angels, please heal this badass part of me. All right, and of course, growth is incremental. So, you know, if that part of you still doesn't seem very empowered, you know, you can just remind yourself, hey, I can work more on this with my angels. I'm gonna let my angels help me with this. I can work more with my angels on this in my sleep and when I'm awake. Deep breath. Breathe into all your major joints. And then you can just comb through everything, all your auras, your groundings. Part of, one last thing I'm going to squeeze in is clearing avoidance. Because one of the sort of opposite things of being a badass is avoiding your own stuff, like avoiding your own baggage, avoiding something that you need to do, because it causes you to kind of chase your tail and just be really unfocused and unproductive if you're avoiding stuff, even if it's just subconscious avoidance. So screw that. So just pile out in front of you all the stuff that you're avoiding. Blah, blah, blah. Put it out all in front of you, all the stuff you're avoiding, and just say, angels, is it okay to clear all this right now? And they'll get rid of some if it's too much. And then just bring up red earth energy and soak all the stuff that you're avoiding with red earth energy from the center of the earth, and then gold light, and melt away cords going into this stuff. And melt this stuff away. Just melt it away. You can push it far away from you too if you don't even want to be near it while you melt it. But just melt all this stuff away that you've been avoiding. Because in order to be a badass and feel empowered, you can't be avoiding stuff. That's sort of the opposite. So just melt all this stuff away that you've been avoiding. And then we could do just a little bit more empowerment flowers, which we did earlier when we were clearing wilting baggage. We also did, we alternated with some empowerment flowers, but we'll wrap up with those. So just make energy healing flowers for yourself out of universal healing energy set to the vibration that you need for empowerment and for being your own badass. So all sorts of empowerment and badass flowers for yourself. Say, angels, can you double check my flowers? And then go ahead and give them to yourself. More empowerment badass flowers. Make as many as you need, as many as you want. Angels, can you double check my flowers? And give them to yourself. All right, good job. So then you can just say, angels, can you give me a healing to help me to be more and more of a badass, be more and more empowered? All right, good job. Woohoo, we did it. That's a healing. Woo, woo, woo. Good job. So that was a huge healing. So even if you did a part of it, definitely congratulate yourself. Pat yourself on the back. Great job. All right, done, done, and done. So now I will put maybe like 18 minutes on my little timer to check comments. If you have a comment about how this healing was for you, that could be interesting to read right now. If you wish to text chat it, you can provide context. If I healed you, if you healed yourself as well, or maybe I didn't heal you, you just healed yourself. If you have a specific question about empowerment or about something that we discussed in the healing, I may have time for that. If I don't have time for it, you can just post it under any video at any time and I'll get to it when I can. All right. Someone says, let me clean my glasses. The glasses are a little too blurry. Oh, here's Bambi. All right. A little better. Someone says, isn't it ironic that I'm getting tired of clearing my wilting baggage? LOL. Yes, it is ironic. Yeah, it makes sense. It just means, yeah, the baggage gets a little triggered when you're clearing it. You could put it on a gold blanket and push the blanket far away from you, and then put your wilting baggage far away from you, and then kind of clear it with some, gold flamethrower or blow it up far away from you. Because sometimes when the baggage you're clearing is closer to you, you'll feel it more. Someone says, I found breathing into joints very grounding. Nice concept. Good. I'm glad you like that. I like it too. Someone says, my baggage is in fact a little wilty these days. Thank you for helping us with this, Janet. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Someone says, loved this healing. Thank you, Janet. You're welcome. Someone says, thank you so much for the healing, Janet. Loved the clearing of wilting energy. Really felt that. How'd I do? Feeling a bit tired and headachy. Also feeling bummed that I'm not moving faster towards new job and move. Thank you. It's interesting with that whole timing thing of like, well, why haven't I manifested this major change yet? Your angels say when it's time, it's time. If it's not time, it's not time. So, but it looks like you have, your partner's energy in your space, that you're late, that, what's wrong with you, So I think if you get them out of your space, then not only would you feel better about things, but you may then have more inspiration about what you can work on and, kind of where you're at with it all. So if it starts to become kind of weird and unpleasant, that something's off, because it should be something that's kind of exciting and, enriching and, because it's a part of your path. So there shouldn't be a real bummer aspect of it if there is someone's probably in your space, in this case, your partner. Some people have a very invasive way of trying to motivate people that they love. Most likely, that's what his father did to him as he was growing up. So it's just kind of what he learned. Someone says, thanks so much, Janet. You're welcome. Someone says, thank you for healing me. You're welcome. I had a slight headache and fell asleep after our basics. Slight headache now, but looking forward to my day. How'd I do? I am usually up during the healings. You have a good deal of aura bruising around the back of your left side of your head in layers 3, 2, 1. And the chakras that we did do, you may not be aware of that because you slept, but we did GV Meridian chakras and we did the UB Meridian, even the ones like immediately around the GV Meridian. So those are pretty nice for you right now. But the side of your head, the left side of your head, it looks like the chakras in those meridians just kind of got blasted open, the meridians and the chakras. So there's a bunch of like zigzaggy meridians on the side of the head. So you don't have to know where they are. I mean, you could look at the playlist that I put in the info section about meridians and, do all that, but you could just use gold light on this side of your head for a while, and just imagine, the gold light kind of puts back together all the chakras and then mends up all the meridians. Because, yeah, you got a really good blast and it just kind of shattered the chakras and the meridians in the side of your head. So it would feel better once you killed that. But other than that, you seem fine. You seem actually really nice other than that, but that's pretty distracting. So this is, hi Janet, I healed myself. I'm confused about my husband, and you're mentioning his name. On the astral, he was saying he wishes to separate. Yes, but consciously we are looking for a new home. It has made me unmotivated. People are so bizarre that way. I mean, I've read people that are they're actively contemplating divorce and actively planning to have another child with somebody. I mean, that's really way more common than you'd realize. People are even consciously planning two exact opposite giant life decisions at the same time. And it doesn't even occur to them okay, I should really make up my mind and be mindful of this rather than just rolling the dice and whichever one happens. But, a lot of times people are, it's sort of hands off the steering wheel kind of life manifesting. So, yeah, it is interesting. I think, it looks like he does want to separate. And it looks like with his attitude, he wants to separate, and his verbal stuff towards you, he wants to separate. But there's so much denial that he has consciously as far as what that means. In his mind, he's not the kind of dad that gets divorced when his kids are young. That's just a rule in his mind, which maybe his mom sort of brainwashed him when he was a kid or something. That, bad men leave their children, blah, blah, blah. And therefore, there's all this sort of brainwashing in his space about that he would be a terrible man or failure as a man, if you guys got a divorce while your kids are young. Better to just hate each other and scream every day. So it's a bit of, I think that's why he's sort of doing that hands off the steering wheel, two opposite things at the same time, the stuff. You could ask him, let me talk to him for a sec. Yeah, I just let him know that he can have his angels help him with all that avoidance and denial stuff that he has. He's like, oh, good, because it's driving me crazy. So, yeah, you can just keep checking. Is he letting his angels help him clear all his denial? Because otherwise, he's going to be, doing two opposite things at the same time. Okay, hope that helps. Someone says, I'm feeling motivated to clean and do some work right now. Oh, that's nice. And you did get the healing. Thanks. You're welcome. Good, good, good. Someone says, hi, Janet. Thanks for the healing. I'm a little tired. Am I in all my chakras now? Yes, you are. You're definitely. You have some weird third chakra stuff going on. Like your first layer right in front of your third chakra and your fourth chakra. There's a hard plate of energy right here in front of your just fourth and third. So you can kind of pry that off, kind of lift it off, give it to your angels, work that for a little bit. I think that's sort of dulling your energy. And your angels really like that thing with that we did with the creative rings, where you keep healing your creative rings so that they generate a lot of gold light. I think that is working right now, and so it's causing you to come in way more. But then this old block right here in front of your fourth and your third is you're more aware of it now because you're more in because of all that gold light. So I would say keep the gold light coming, but then you could pry that junk off of the front of your fourth and third. Is your husband, and you're mentioning his initials, who also got the healing in all his chakras? He is. He is. The back of his grounding keeps blocking up. I'm going to mention that to him again. His clients keep piling into the back of his aura and the back of his grounding. Yeah, there's this ironic thing with business clients. You have to like not let them in your space in order to do successful business often with people. Otherwise, there's all sorts of unhealthy behaviors that happen. So he kind of enables a lot of nuttiness by letting clients in his space sometimes. But you can remind him that his angels can help him clean his clients out. I just did. Alrighty. So I'm gonna change my glasses because these ones, I don't know why, they're just, maybe just cleaning them off with my shirt wasn't enough. Maybe. How about these? Maybe these are clean. They're a little better. Okay, someone says, thanks, Janet. I healed myself. That's true, yeah. I feel a bit better, but not 100%. I feel mom has been wailing on me for 2 days. I can't seem to stop it. She's a trip. Okay, I talked to her about it. She was stuck thinking that your life has to be in a certain place before she dies. Some people, they get really confused and they think that it's their job to make their children a success in their mind. And so if your life is a certain way and it's not what she would label success, then that makes her a failure. And so she doesn't want to die yet. And I said, well, that's kind of ridiculous. You should be able to die on your own terms when you want, not dependent on what other people are doing. You shouldn't base your own success on the accomplishments of your adult children. And she's like, well, that makes sense. And so she's letting her angels help her to kind of review her life goals and make them less manipulative so that she doesn't have to have you, live a certain way in order for her to feel ready to die. Hope that makes sense. It's pretty common. Parents have really nutty ideas of like they kind of make it about them, how their children are living their lives. So anyway, okay. So she's working with her angels on that. Hopefully but that's, I think, why she was so intense, because it has to do with her being ready to die, and she's feeling like you're messing up her plans for being satisfied as she dies, by living your life the way you want and not the way she wants. How dare you? Oh, but she picked you, so whatever. Someone says, thank you, Janet, for the healing. Yes, you got the healing. Any messages on what to focus on? Yeah, this idea of an inner badass. Your angels like you to sort of read and observe sort of that inner badass quality in different women in your family tree in this lifetime. So like your mom's mom, your mom, your dad's mom, your sisters, and not to give everybody a healing on their inner badass, but just to kind of observe all that and see and heal your inner badass, and see if like maybe your inner badass is a little overly limited by other people's inner badass. And you can also ask the angels to heal all the women in your family, especially on empowerment stuff. A lot of the women in your family are doing really well on empowerment. I mean, relatively speaking, but you know, it seems like it's something that you're looking to work more, and your angels like for you. So I hope that makes sense. Thanks, Janet. Someone says, thanks, Janet. That makes total sense about your husband in your space, about moving. He's consciously made me feel bad about not moving faster because he feels restless in Chicago, though he has apologized for that. Yeah. Yeah. So there's a subconscious part of him that's not okay with it. And then the conscious part of him is like, ooh, yeah, I'm kind of being a jerk. You know? So, you know, people aren't always coherent like that, you know, so you have to deal with all parts of him that exist. So yeah, you could just keep washing out that pissy part of him, pissy judgy part. Someone says, can I feel aura bruising in my body? It's like in the back of my head. Yes, often aura bruising can contribute to a tenderness or an uncomfortable feeling in your physical body. Yes. Yes. You can have aura bruising without a bad feeling in your body, but often if you already have a bad feeling in your body, you probably have aura bruising in the aura layers immediately around that part of your body. What else should I work in tonight? Well, you're in all your chakras right now. I think that gold light, the creative rings, generating more and more gold light, and unmatched global pain, more and more and more. It's still a real kind of core thing for you to unmatch other people's pain and to generate more and more and more gold light. So, you know, creative rings, just getting rid of the sort of the hard cylinder things around the creative rings, so they're free to generate more and more and more gold light, and then clear your inner energy blocks more so that you're less aligned with all the pain on the planet. Hope that makes sense. Someone says, thank you. I will clear the top left. I seem to always have this part yucky. Yeah, people can have chronic issues. Not forever, though. I mean, you keep working on it and then it's gone eventually. But you can look at how many past lives you've had it to put it into context. That's always interesting. You know, how many recent past lives have you had that issue? You say, I thought at first if it may be my bipolar meds that maybe weakens it, or is it something different? No, I don't think the meds weaken it. I think, yeah, no. Don't overthink it. Just keep working it. It's not uncommon for people to have chronic parts of their energy field that are weird, or chronic chakras that are weird or something. You know, it's just a pattern. You know, it's not like every day everything's brand new. Sometimes you have issues that you're still working, and that's okay. Someone says, my baggage feels very stubborn. Well, yeah, that's okay. You can be more stubborn than your baggage. The back of your grounding is blocked, so if you unblock that, that could help. And also you need some more aura repair. I did not heal you, just for context, but yeah, the back, you do have some more aura damage in the top back, and the back of your grounding is blocked. So I think if you work those two things, more aura repair in the upper back and the top, and then unblock the back of your grounding, I think that can kind of help you to feel better. Lots more flow. Because all that damage up there causes a lot of leaking, which impairs how much energy volume you have to like flow around. You want a lot of energy of yours that you generate to stay in your aura and flow around like a really strong dishwasher that scrubs out all the baggage, right? So if you're leaking so much, then your dishwasher doesn't have a lot of power. So the baggage just kind of stays in place, you know. You wanna heal the rips so that you have a really strong dishwasher effect, right? And then your dishwasher rinsing is better if the back of your grounding is unblocked too, because then whoosh, it's like a really strong waterfall releasing all the time. Someone says, hi, Janet. So I hope that helps. Someone says, hi, Janet. Good to see you under the heat wave in Madrid, Spain. A cool high. Cool high back to you. Stay cool. Glad you're watching. And your husband did pretty well in the healing. The avoidance part was good for him, clearing avoidance. Unmatched global pain too was good for him. It's like everybody else's repressed anger, he vibrates with that, and that makes his repressed anger even more stuck. So unmatched global pain and clearing avoidance that we did right at the end were the best things for him. Someone says, that makes total sense. Thank you so much for talking to my mama and helping me understand. You're welcome. Someone says, I just got an intense wave of anxiety. Is that someone messing with me? Yeah, you just got some really big whacks right in the front. Damage to maybe like 4 Wei Qi auras. They just got like scooped out. Same thing, you know, your mom and like your accomplishments and what that means about her and her life. We talked to her for a sec. That's funny. So I talked to your mom. She had a similar flavor that she was stuck on, just like that other lady's mom, about like she feels like a failure if you know, traipse off to a different part of the country far away from her with a new job. And I told her that she helped inspire you to be confident and be yourself. And so she's not failing if you are confident and, you know, following your own inspiration to a different part of the country. And she was like kind of stuck about, but because I don't want to be a failure as a mother. And I said, no, it doesn't mean you're a failure at all. And I said, let your angels help you with that. And so she's letting her angels help her with that. But yeah, you can kind of keep reminding her about that, because I think it's a similar thing where she just, you know, it takes so much energy to be a mom when kids are young, you know, and people can get kind of caught up and feel kind of derailed personally by being a mom, and then they get these manipulative ideas about what their kids need to do in order for all that to have been worth it. It's like this really twisted upside down thing. So so you can, you know, just help her, let her angels heal her about being a mom and letting go and letting your kids just grow up and do their own thing and feeling okay about having been a mom. Help her transition. I mean, she's got a lot more life that she wants to live, but transition into having adult children where you don't need to, you know, wipe their mouths every second. So I hope that helps. Someone says, I was sleeping during it, but thank you. Yes, during the healing. You're welcome. Someone says, laugh my ass off about my mom, and she got healed today too. Yes, well, you know. Thank you for your help, Janet. You're welcome. Someone says, thank you. What video would be good to learn about my past lives? It sounds so interesting to learn about past experiences. Have I worked with my angels in previous lives? No, angels get angels are given to you, new ones in each lifetime, because they're tuned to what you're going to do in this life and what you need in this particular life. So you get a new set of angels each time and a new spirit guide each lifetime. Yeah, you could. I have videos where I'm talking about reading past lives, where I'm talking about clearing past life energy blocks, all that. So you could search Janet Wright read past lives. You could search Janet Wright timeline healing. Timeline healing videos tend to be clearing past life baggage, and sometimes I do little asides about reading the past lives that you're clearing baggage from, just for fun, you know. So if you search Janet Wright timeline healing, Janet Wright past lives, Janet Wright past life baggage, all that kind of stuff. Janet Wright read past lives. Janet Wright read yourself. All sorts of cool videos. All right, well, doesn't look like I set my timer, or it already went off. Who knows? All right, so maybe this is a good time to stop then. You guys are awesome, and like I said, there will be another healing to finish up this set of empowerment healings in just 2 days, on Tuesday, the 19th of July, 2022. And in that healing, we will do clearing burden backpacks and crossroad stuff, which I'm definitely looking forward to. All right, you guys are awesome, and I hope you have a good whatever's next. Good morning, good evening, good night's sleep, whatever. And I could wrap up just showing my little cat Bambi. She's asleep on the names, so I can't show you. Yeah, I don't want you to. I don't want to film people's names, so I can't show you her. But anyway, you guys are awesome, and I hope you're having a good summer too. All right, take care. Bye. Oh, actually, sorry. Fun fact. I meant to say this earlier. There are still spots left in my in my September twin set. And those are for sale right now on my website. They went on sale yesterday, and there's still some left for the September twin set of 2 healings and 2022, and the theme is home energy clearing. So there are a lot of good reasons to get that healing for yourself, but also maybe for a friend, for a relative, for a spouse, someone you care about. For example, like if you're getting the healing, why would you also get it for your spouse if you have the same home that's going to be cleared out in your healing, right? Because the healing clears out your home and clears you out. But it also helps you to clear your own home. It helps you to clear your baggage about possessions, organizing, cleaning, about being productive in your own home, being focused in your own home, relaxing in your own home. So, for example, if you have a relative who's a pack rat, or, you know, kind of a hoarder a little bit, or just really messy, or a relative who just has a lot of focus problems, maybe they work from home, or they just, you know, their garage is full of junk, or, you know, just maybe they have productivity issues at home, or maybe, you know, relative, you visit them and you sleep in their home and the energy is always just junk, you know, and it's hard for you to visit them. That could be a really good reason to get them the home energy clearing healing set. So anyway, just throwing some ideas out there. But also, you know, anyone who hasn't gotten a healing before, it's not like a closed group. Feel free to, you know, just buy it on my website, and then you can email me afterwards to introduce yourself. That would be nice. My email address is janet@janetwrightreadings.com. It's listed on my website too. And my website is just like this YouTube channel, janetwrightreadings.com. Okay, thank you very much for listening to that. Take care. You're amazing. Bye.